going on? What's going on? So I told y'all, I told y'all, I told y'all earlier, um, before the game and doing the halftime reaction that I did, that LSU was gonna win this game. I told y'all it was gonna be a close game. I told y'all it was gonna be ugly, but I told y'all that LSU was going to pull it off, and they did. LSU was able to win 38-31, and we're still alive for the playoffs, man. So I just want to talk about some of the positives and some of the negatives, right? That I saw, that we all saw if we watched the game. I'm gonna start off with the negatives first, right? So obviously, LSU decided to take the ball first, and that's always a no-no for this LSU team because LSU always starts off slow. And then, of course, when you take the ball first and you go into halftime losing, it sucks because you don't get the ball after halftime, which creates an opportunity for you to score and possibly take the lead. And then LSU's, you know, LSU's scripted plays off a bye was terrible. I thought, right? So most teams script their first couple of plays in football, whether it's college or the pros. Teams script their first plays, and LSU uh, got the ball immediately and went three and out, right? And then again they got the ball again and went three and out. So to me, with you know coming off a bye with extra time to prepare and your scripted plays look like trash, that was a little concerning for me. So that's a con. Um, Another con is, Joe Sloan's play calling, Garrett Nussmeier's decision making, right? He had a couple of turnovers. They had a couple of play calls that just had me scratching my head. But that was a con. Offensive line still having trouble making running lanes for running backs, right? Now, I know Cade Durham was hurt, but, you know, the offensive line is still, struggling to open up running lanes for the running backs at LSU. So that was a con. Um, and then, I would have to say for the positives, right? The positives was a lot of positives, right? The offensive line kept Garrett Nussmeier clean. I don't know if I don't even think Garrett Nussmeier got sacked, right? The offensive line kept him clean. So that's a con. I mean, that's a pro. That's a pro. Another pro is the wide receivers. LSU's wide receivers stepped up big without C.J. Daniels, without Chris Hilton Jr., right? LSU's defense was able to step up really big. Their wide receivers was able to step up really big without those guys. Um, Again, the offensive line kept Garrett Nussmeier clean. Garrett Nussmeier made some big throws, right? He made some big throws. Obviously, he made that big throw to tie the game up, to be able to send the game into overtime, and then he made a awesome throw to Karen Lacey to pretty much win the game, right? So, kudos to Garrett Nussmeier. Kudos to that Garrett Nussmeier Mason Taylor connection, because in that fourth quarter, in those last couple of minutes and seconds, Garrett Nussmeier was looking for Mason Taylor, and Mason Taylor was getting open, making some big receptions, getting out of bounds to be able to extend LSU to set them up to make that game tying touchdown to Aaron Anderson. So kudos to that connection. Uh, Super big kudos to LSU's defense. Right, we watched the defense. Grow up right in front of our eyes, man. 6 sacks. Whit Weeks had 18 tackles and one sack. The defensive line played lights out. The linebackers was all over the field making tackles. The defensive backs played fabulous, right? The defensive backs, you can tell during the bye week they really focused on finding the ball and being able to break up the ball, right? Ole Miss started off right away testing LSU secondary, and LSU secondary did not bend. Of course, Ole Miss got a couple of scores through the air. They got good wide receivers over there, but LSU's defensive backs held up, right, and they played big. Shout out to all of the defensive backs. What I'm really exciting to see is that next season, PJ Woodland and and DJ Pickens, man, those two kids on the outside are gonna bring back DBU. But shout out to the defensive backs, man. The whole defense as a whole played lights out. You know, this team, I told y'all I felt like LSU had more resiliency than Ole Miss. Ole Miss was pretty much begging for LSU to win the game. LSU should have lost this game if you think about it, right? But Ole Miss just kept on, giving LSU chance after chance after chance, and allowing LSU to stay in it. And anytime you allow a good team to stay around and you don't put the nail in the coffin, it's gonna bite you in the butt. And so that's exactly what Ole Miss did. They let LSU hang around, and the defense just played lights out. You can tell Lane Kiffin and that offensive staff was super frustrated, because it's like, shit. Jackson Dart Cartel, he's going to be sore. That kid's going to be sore. 6 sacks, man. Ole Miss offensive line is a weak spot of that team. And now you look up, Ole Miss has 2 conference losses. They're pretty much done in terms of making it to the college football. Also, LSU's still undefeated in conference play, right? So LSU is, what, 3-0 in conference play? We beat Ole Miss. We beat, I can't remember who else we beat. But I don't remember. But we are undefeated in conference play. And so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. LSU is still alive in terms of the college football playoffs. But yeah, super excited. I can't remember everything that I wrote down to talk about. But I'm probably going to do another video tomorrow, and I'm going to do a full recap of the game. But I just wanted to get on here and talk about, the game, right? It was a good game. And like I said, I fully expect LSU to win. I knew it was going to be an ugly game, but I just knew LSU was going to win the game because, like I said, I feel like this team had more resiliency. The bye definitely helped. And so, shout out to this LSU's team. We still got everything in front of us. And so I'm just excited to see. Now, next week, LSU has to just come out and be focused, right? You don't want to come out and have a hangover like Alabama did after they beat Georgia, right? You don't want to come out with a hangover. It still seems like Alabama is hungover because they pretty much had, well, South Carolina pushed them to the brink today. So hopefully LSU can enjoy this victory and then get it out of their system come Tuesday and lock in for next week's opponent. But let me know in the comment section below what y'all thought about the game. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I am out.